You would take it in and out. You like to see your bees in a cluster. You don't like to see them loose and all over the package. Every time we would pick this package up and move it, the bees would roar. We call it roaring. And the other one was very nice and calm. And so we would, if you breathed on them, they would roar. The other one was calm. If you sprayed them with sugar syrup, they would roar. The other one was calm. So there's just something odd about this package. We'll find out in a few minutes. I want to also, this is a package from Georgia. We always like Georgia bees are not necessarily the best bees.
Oh man, that's bad.
We've dealt with bees for beekeepers and suppliers for many years. This says 3 pound Italian. 3 pound Italian. I always like to try these guys and see how much they're lying by.
Well, the dead ones come.
If you get a package of bees from California, it's going to weigh 3 1/4, 3 1/2. Now this entire package, somebody write this down. I got pencil and paper?
Got it.
Somebody? 4.96. This whole thing is 4.96. Now we're gonna, after we dump it, we're gonna weigh the contents again and see what it says again. And that will give us the actual weight of the bees. Now, again, this is a Georgia package of bees. So we're getting our bees from California. You cannot assume that everything is the same, because they're not. See, the bees are coming out of this already here. So we're going to cover that up a little bit, because I want you to see how this is. See this, the metal tab there? That's your queen. That queen could be dead. We don't know. We don't know anything about this package. You know as much about this package of bees as I do. So that metal tab there is your queen. We're going to pull that and put that piece of board back over to keep the bees back in it.
Are the bees that are
Yes, yes.
Are the bees that are coming from California going to be in the same type of package?
No, that's what I said. You cannot assume anything. It's going to be the same kind of cage, but there will not be this metal top or wood top on it.
They started making some cones.
Well, there's things walking around in there.
Now this is an Italian package. Somebody pass that around. That's a drone. It cannot sting you.
Drones don't bite.
Yeah, he might just get an off-sprue one.
I guarantee it will not.
Yeah, he might.
I just want you to see what a drone is, what it looks like.
Big eyes.
Now let's check to see if the queen's living. And she is. And she is about, there's nurse bees or attendants with that. I'm going to pass this around too.
Did you say last week they wouldn't do that? Because they're
Bank queens are small queens. The queen that's in this cage, once she starts to produce, will get about another 1/4 to maybe even 3/8 of an inch larger than what she is. She's bank. In other words, bank queens are, what they do, if you've been to my website, you've seen where that they were mating queens. After the queens are mated, they put them into a colony where that they start to produce. Once they start to see the eggs and the brood, they cage them in a cage just like this, and they bank them. Just like you take money, you put it in the bank, you put these queens in the bank, and they bank thousands of them. So that when they go to shaking packages of bees, they just go to the queen bank, and pull out queens and introduce queens into these packages. That's why that queen, if you let that queen go in this package right now, she'll be dead in just a few minutes. So that queen is alien to this package of bees here. They're not from the same group. They don't like one another. There has to be a period of adjustment where they get to meet one another gradually. And that's why you want to see a queen introduced into the colony. You want to see the queen out in about 3 to 4 days. You don't want to see them out any sooner. Let me see that queen again. That's a 3-hole candy cage. And this, we're not going to have time to go all the way around everybody to see this. This end up here is the candy. You see the white stuff? That's the candy up in the top. And that's what the bees on the outside have to eat their way into. And you also, I know you can't see this a lot, but there's dead bees in there too. These bees in this package killed every bee, I think all but one. Yeah, you have one live worker in here. They killed every bee in this queen cage except one. They stung every one of them.
Why?
Because they're not from the same colony. They are foreign to one another. Packages of bees and colonies of bees do not get along with one another. They're not familiar with one another. They don't tolerate one another. So that's what's happened in this queen cage is they've killed all the workers except one.
What about the queen? Why don't they kill the queen?
Well, they're very hesitant to kill the queen.
Even though they don't like...
But they will. If they have free access to her, she's dead. Let me see.
So how much time has passed?
You cannot include that in your introduction. Okay, now I pulled your candy cork. You know, I pulled the cork and I looked inside. I want to make sure there's candy in there. And again, you can't see it, but there's a little white fondant. I brought some fondant with me in case there wasn't any in here, because I don't know what's in this. So I had to come prepared. So there's some fondant, candy, hard candy in that. The bees in this package will eat that candy out and free the queen, hopefully in about 3 days. 4 days would actually be better. So this is an Italian package.
Where's the queen go then when she gets out?
We're going to show you in just a minute. So
do you have to cap that off even more with the fondant, or is that fine the way it is?
no, it's fine the way it is.
Okay, so if it's recessed a little bit, that's all right.
Yes. Again, in 3 days, you're going to go back and open this up, make sure the queen is out of this cage. You're going to put this candy side up. Candy is on this end, your tab is on this end. So we've got to rearrange things. Put my knife away a little.
What happens if she's not out in the 3 to 4 days?
In 3 to 4 days, if she is not out, what you're going to do is you've got a spray, it's a sugar syrup. You're going to spray some sugar syrup down on top of the candy and get it moist again, and the bees will start eating at the candy again. They'll free her up in about 3 to 4 days, hopefully. So now with this configuration, we have to figure out how that we can get that metal tab. Again, you're going to have a metal tab on yours too. It's not going to be the same as this one, but you're going to have to pull it off and reattach it to the other end. So this one, I bought it, I come prepared, got a staple gun. I'm going to staple that. And you cannot block the candy. And you cannot staple your queen.
Oh, man.
Okay, I think we're ready now.
Here goes my battery going dead.
In about 3 days, if the queen is not out, I'm going to show you again when I get ready. But this is the most difficult thing for you to do as new beekeepers. You got to get this thing accepted. If this thing isn't accepted in a short period of time, your colony is only going downhill quick. I have an advantage over you folks in that I have drawn foundation. And I hope I have a hive tool.
On top of the package?
Yes. There it is.
Now, you're looking at, I wish we had more time. I'd let you lift that. That weighs, there's not a lot of honey. This is honey. That's honey that's capped. This thing, the way that it is right now, weighs about 50 pounds. Now, if it's completely full, it weighs about 80.
You can take a few more extra minutes. It'll be fine.
Okay. If I go to getting too long-winded, throw a rock at me, Larry. I hope your aim's bad.
Stop you when it's dark enough.
Okay, we're going to take about half of the frames out. Okay? Candy side up. Now you can't do this with yours because you have undrawn comb. So you're going to have to make sure that the queen cage sits in there, something like that, where that the bees have access. I'll show you. Okay, the bees have to have access to this screen. If they do not, the queen is dead. Okay? Very important. The bees have to have access to this screen that you see there, or your queen will starve to death. She has no attendants in there, nobody to take care of her, and she will die. So you make sure that your queen cage is put in like this.
Denzel, I'm sorry, that metal clamp up on top, you just push that into the...
Well, no, if you were doing this any other way, this would be, you would take it like this and put it into where it would hang between frames. But again, you'd have to make sure that your queen it would have to be like this, but between frames.
Okay,
Understand what I'm saying?
That's what's going to hold it up.
Yes.
Being between the
I just
frames.
did that to show you that
Okay.
that's what you should do.
So you'd staple that metal thing to the top of the frame?
Yes, you could do that too. You don't want your queen cage falling down between your frames, because if she goes to the bottom board, she may die down there. Okay, and then when you do that, you snug it up. Now see right here, with the top on that, or the frames together, I can see that candy. And if I look real good with my glasses, I can actually see the bees. So if you go back in 3 days and the candy is gone, your inspection for that day is done. You don't fool with anything. It can still kill your queen. And you don't want to get them any more agitated than they're going to. I can't emphasize enough to you how stressed they're dying. These bees are extremely stressed. They've been in this cage for 7 days that I know of, maybe another 7 days before that. They've driven in who knows what kind of conditions from Georgia up to here. These bees are very stressed. And you don't need to be in there tinkering any more than you have to. Emphasize. 3 days you go back, check to see if the candy's gone. If the candy's gone, you're done for the day. If the candy is not gone, you do this on top of the queen cage. You close it up, you go back in 7 more days, 10 days after you dump it. Then you take the whole hive apart. You're physically looking for the queen, you're looking for eggs, you're looking for 2, 3, 4, 5-day-old larvae. You're looking for any evidence that your queen is doing what she's supposed to. If you don't see eggs, if you don't see larvae, red flags should be going up. You should be a little bit concerned. Give it another few days. If you don't see eggs, then give me a call. We'll have to replace your queen. You want to make sure you got a queen.